young. I met Kathleen as I have been studying AI for the past 3 years. I've been going to AI events now for 3 years, and I went to one in Dallas a couple years ago, and I was fortunate. Kathleen happened to be speaking at that event. She did a phenomenal job, and since then, I've been to several where Kathleen has been a keynote speaker. She has been heavily involved helping us to make sure that Lev AI is an awesome tool that we can deliver to each of you. And today you finally get to meet Kathleen. I'm so happy and very, very excited. Let me tell you something. She is going to share with you some amazing content that I could never deliver myself. When I talk about our Lev AI expert, I'm talking about Kathleen every time I talk on our webcasts, making sure that I'm doing my best job. And she's coaching me along to make sure that we're delivering a wonderful tool for you, as well as expertise on how to use the tool. And I know that all of you want to know more. She is going to teach and train on the use of the tools today. Uh, and she'll be doing some other stuff with respect to AI. And I promise you this, although I love being with you, she's going to do a way better job than I could ever do. So, with that, Kathleen, thank you so much for joining us. And I will hand it on over to you.
Thank you so much, Blake. It's been truly an honor to get to work with you and learn more about Lev AI. And I am so excited to be here with you all today to be able to share about artificial intelligence and how that relates to Lev AI. So, few housekeeping notes. Please, no recording or nor pictures. So, if you want to take out your phones and send some text really quick to make sure that everyone on your team is on this call, again, this is not going to be recorded. This is not going to be shared after the fact. So, you want to make sure that everyone is here. However, you can all take notes. And I promise what I'm going to share here is going to help you in your Live AI journey, in your artificial intelligence journey. So, first, thank you so much, Blake, for that amazing introduction. My name is Kathleen Ross. I am a certified AI consultant. I've worked in network marketing, I've worked in direct to consumer. Blake shared a lot of the brands that I've worked with, but most importantly, I'm an entrepreneur just like you all. So, I know what it's like to be. I'm a solopreneur, so I know what it's like to be by myself, trying to figure things out, trying to figure out what to focus on and how to market my business, even though I am an expert marketer. So I know what it's like to be in your shoes. Now, the chat should be open so that you can send me and the note and the team some notes. Okay, and I already see people are sending me some questions. So I'm excited to see all of your questions in the chat. If I don't get to all your questions, please know that we're going to take notes of everything and make sure that we can incorporate that into future trainers for with the Lev AI team. So first of all, I want to know where everybody is and I want to see some thumbs up. Are you ready to learn about AI? You got to send in the chat where you're from and send me some love throughout this. Use those reactions. All right, I see some thumbs up. I think you're about ready. You're about ready to get started. All right. Okay, now we see people joining in from El Paso, New York, Tallahassee, Idaho, Elizabeth, New Jersey, all over the amazing. We're so excited to see you all. Everyone from Florida. I'm joining from Florida as well. All right, now we're lighting up the chat. Now I know you're ready to go. Okay, what can you expect from this workshop? So the first thing that I want to teach you is how to get unstuck when you're in your business, when you're on your own. What do you do? How do you go to AI to get unstuck? The second is we're going to learn about AI tools. We're going to be specifically focusing in on Lev AI. I want you to know that I test a lot of tools. I test tools constantly. Lev AI tools, other AI tools I share with companies around the world about AI. And today we're going to be focusing in on Lev AI. And then, of course, what do we all want to do? We all want to save time, right? We want AI to save us time so that we can focus in on what actually matters. What actually matters is our relationships in our life, is building our business and focusing on working on our business and not in our business. Okay, you with me? All right. Let's see. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is what is AI? I want you all to actually know how to speak about what AI is. You may have already joined this business and starting to share it, but you may not fully understand what AI is. So I'm going to demystify that. We're going to talk through some general fundamentals of AI. I want to teach you how to work with AI. We're going to be actually showing you how to use the Lev AI tools and some of my Lev AI tips. Now, first thing I want to start out with, what is AI? You can use this chat. The chat is open today, so you can talk directly to me. I want to know, what is AI? I would give, cookies or something, but let's see. The chat's a little quiet, so that means you may not know, and that's okay. Okay, people are saying a predictive productivity tool, artificial intelligence. Yes, artificial intelligence is what AI stands for. It's a helper. Okay, we've got a time saver. All right, now everybody's awake. Artificial intelligence, yes. Okay, so artificial intelligence, AI, is a field of computer science dedicated to creating systems capable of performing tasks that typically require human intelligence. These tasks include reasoning, problem solving, understanding natural language, recognizing patterns, and adapting to new or evolving situations. That was a lot to say that AI is technology trying to assimilate what humans' intelligence can do, right? So this can sound kind of overwhelming. But I want you to know that it's part of this scientific field, computer sciences. So that includes robotics, that includes all sorts of other aspects, right? And artificial intelligence is not new. When we've been hearing about the art AI revolution, AI boom, I want you to know the term artificial intelligence has been around for a long time. In fact, it actually started in the 50s. So when we think about AI, we are thinking about one specific thing, which I'm going to talk to you about next, but AI is really everywhere. Right? AI is in all the technology we use today. It's in Siri if you have an iPhone. It's in Alexa if you use the Amazon and home services. It's in search engines, it's in social media, it's in our camera, it's in our smartphones. So we are already all using AI. But what does anybody know what happened in around November 2022? There was a big advancement. That is when LLMs became available. Now, LLM is a term that means large language model. Okay, and a large language model is a type of artificial intelligence. Remember, I said that there's robotics, there's all sorts of things. So it's a type of artificial intelligence trained on vast amounts of text data to understand, generate, and respond in natural human language. That's why it seems like we're chatting with a person when we're chatting with AI. We're not. It's actually using data to come up with a predictive response. It uses the patterns in data to perform tasks like writing, answering questions, and summarizing information, making it a powerful tool for communication and problem solving. So, what I want you to know here is that I really underlined this patterns in data because it's also important to know that AI doesn't fully understand, right? Machine learning doesn't fully understand. It's using the data that we have to predict the next response. If any of you have ever used in your email or if you're texting and you see that it provides a prediction of the next response, right? That was the early iterations of large language models. And that's essentially what's happening when you chat with an LLM, and there's many of them, that you're getting that predictive next word. Okay, so now if you ever get a Jeopardy question that says, what does LLM stand for? You'll know, right? Now, I want to talk about what AI is great for. Okay? I want to actually know. Anybody in the chat want to tell me what AI is great for? What they love about Lev AI and how they're using AI? Let's see. We got everything. Someone said, Michael says everything. Tammy says time saver. Beverly says save time. Oh, Monifica is loving the twin, sending automations, everything. Everyone's saying everything. Okay. Well, okay. I'm an AI expert, and I'd say maybe not everything, but let's talk about what I think it is good for. Programming. Yes, Ashley. It's great for generating ideas. It's great for creating drafts and it's great for editing your writing, right? It's also good for saving time and things like that. But these are the core things that I see LLMs being really great for. But AI is not perfect, okay? Right? I actually don't think AI is for everything because it's not going to be perfect every single time. We have to know that, right? We have to have the patience and understanding that as AI doesn't fully understand yet, it's not going to be perfect. It's getting better and better, right? But it's not going to be perfect every time. So you have to learn that you must iterate, right? And oftentimes, the more you iterate, the better the responses it gets because you're learning and the technology is learning or understanding and recognizing the patterns and what a good response looks like. The next is it's not going to require any effort or skill, okay? You have to, if any of you have tried any of these tools, you'll realize they're a lot they're easy, but it's not just, oh, it requires no skill. It requires no effort. You must invest the time to learn, right? Like anything. Now, I want to address one more thing. This is my robot elephant because this is the elephant in the room, okay? AI will not replace all humans or animals because, we have my robot elephant here. So, we have to learn to work with AI. Now, this is my perspective, and I'm here to tell you that I don't believe AI will replace all humans. But I do recognize that there may be people who are saying they're scared. Now, a lot of you are early adopters and using AI, and you've jumped on to the Lev AI opportunity. And, you may not be thinking, I'm scared of AI, but I want you to know that there may be people who you're talking to who may be a little concerned and they may be scared, right? So I'm only going to spend 1 minute on this because I know there are people who are scared, right? And change, it's natural to feel this reaction because AI is something really big and it's a big change. But here's the key to learning AI and winning anything at life. It's the way you choose to see it and what you do about it. I see it this way, and I invite you all to do this. AI isn't here to replace us, it's here to empower us. I want you to think of it as a tool. Think about it like a phone or your calculator. It's designed to make life easier. And the key is to stay curious and open minded. Instead of fearing AI, and I encourage you to tell other people, instead of fearing AI and what it might do, I want you to focus on how it can help you, how it can save you time, how it can spark creativity, how it can expand your business. Because the future is about us working with it, with AI and not against it. Okay, are you with me, Gavin? I need some thumbs up. Yes, I see some yeses in the chat. Yes. Okay, so you're already taking the first step. Those of you who've bought into Lev AI, you've already joined Lev AI, you're on board, right? Now you get to go out and invite other people to join the AI revolution. So you can ask people, you're going to stay scared or are you going to join? You have the two choices, right? Because AI can help and AI can be your advantage. Now, not all of you might know this, but Lev AI actually means something, the Lev and the AI, right? And it has something to do with this. So I'm going to tell you about that today. A lot of people are saying they were never scared. That's because you're early adopters. But I want you to know about the other people that you're going to be talking to when you go out and share the Lev AI business opportunity or just people in your life, right? We can't just because someone's scared, we can't write them off. We have to hold their hand and take them with us on this journey, right? We need to be in the future together. So I want to go back to another word you may have heard about, which is called prompting. You may have heard this word, right? But what does that really mean? Okay? Prompting, in my words, is just a fancy way to say you're communicating with AI. Now, the official term is prompting is how you communicate with AI tools in natural language. It means asking clear, specific questions and giving detailed instructions to get the best result. So this is what prompting is. And now a lot of people may think, well, I'm not prompting in Lev AI. I'm just using the tools, right? Well, you're still prompting even if you're uploading screenshots, even if you're giving simple instructions in the tool, okay? So in the Lev AI marketing app. Now, I want to tell you what the key to prompting is, okay? No matter what tool you use, there is one key to making sure that you get better results with AI. And the number one thing to remember is quality in equals quality out. Okay? You may have heard the reverse, which is garbage in, garbage out, right? So the quality of the input, what you put into AI is going to help you get better outputs, which in turn saves you time. If you're finding you're doing something, because remember we said you have to iterate, you said that it's not, we said that it's not going to be perfect every single time, right? We need to make sure that we're providing the right background information, the right context, the right information to get a better output. And that's what's going to save us time. It can even boost creativity. With the better prompts that you do, it's going to give you better ideas quickly and quick solutions. Now, okay, now what is basic prompting, right? So anyone that's just starting out with AI, basic prompting, you could be asking questions and it could be giving simple instructions. Now, in Lev AI, you actually have the ability to go back and forth with and chat with AI in multiple different places. You have help me reply. You have the my AI chat in the train my AI section. You can actually just chat with that like you were chatting with any other LLM. You can ask it questions. You can give it simple instructions. It's right there for you. So make sure you use the Lev AI tool. Now, who's ready? I need to get some hearts if you're ready to hear what I think the advantages of Leve AI are, and you would like to see maybe some tutorials. Okay, okay, now I'm getting the right amount of hearts. Okay, good. All right, we're ready. So there are many tools out there, and like I said, I test a lot of tools, okay? I test video tools, I test photo tools, I test any tool that you can imagine, email readers, I have AI note takers, I test them all, right? So here's what I, as an AI expert, think is really cool about Lev AI and why I think Lev AI can help you. First, it removes complexity, okay? Like I said, I test a lot of tools. Not all these tools are very easy to use. Some of them are quite complex. They're getting better, right? As Lev AI is going to get better, but it's a lot easier than other tools, especially if you're new to AI. So Lev AI gives you one workspace where all your contacts, all your content, your website, your messages, your posts, your follow-up is all in the same system, right? So removing that complexity. Just because AI tools are available does not make that they're easy to use. And you also have so many different tools, right? Now, this is so key. The second is that it accelerates consistency. If you want more leads and you want more sales, consistency is the hardest part. Okay, I used Lev AI today as I was preparing for this session with you, and I'm going to show you the videos to help me be more consistent because I just wasn't responding to messages today. I wasn't responding to comments on my social posts on my LinkedIn, and Lev AI helped me be consistent. I've also seen some really incredible examples of those who participated in that 30-day challenge. I saw huge wins when there was consistency. But we know, just like anything in life, you can have the best tools. You can have a Ferrari outside, you can have an amazing sports car. If you never drive it, you're never going to go anywhere. So we have to be consistent. And Lev AI helps us with these automatic automation, these daily actions, right? It helps us with the daily actions that most people skip out on, right? Posting, following up, messaging, and nurturing context. So accelerating that consistency. Now, I told you I was going to tell you a secret. Well, Lev AI gives you leverage. Now, you may or may not know that Lev AI actually stands for leverage. Lev stands for leverage. So that's why this company named themselves Lev AI. So AI is only valuable if it saves you time. And the features inside the Lev AI platform are built to reduce the time that you put in while improving the output. Okay. Did anybody know that? Yeah, there we go. Deborah knew that it was Leverage AI. Okay. Now, number four is it's built for small businesses and it's built for solopreneurs. You don't have to have a big team to be able to get great efforts. You don't need to have this big social media team. You can use Lev AI to be able to support your business. And I would say that Lev AI is also built for a relationship. So businesses that are really relationship driven, like sales, direct sales, real estate, coaching services, local businesses and creators, there's some tools that I find that are really unique that I think are really easy to use, especially when it comes to some of the social features that are really built to help you with this relationship driven business, personalized relationship driven business. Now, okay, I'm going to show you a Lev AI overview and show you some of my favorite tools and some of my tutorials of just how I was thinking through some of the tools that I was using. So the first, I have my tools here. So I have my AI social is one of my favorites. Now I'm going to show you today about Selfie AI. Has anybody tried Selfie AI yet? I don't think there's been any tutorials about it, so it's good that you're all here. We also have Mimo. I'm going to tell you. Oh, see, I see some people saying they haven't tried it yet, so good thing you're here because I'm going to teach you about it. Mimo, I'm going to teach you what that is about. Write a message and add a lead. And if we have time, I'm going to show you some additional things too. Okay, Selfie AI. A lot of people said no. One person had said they have used it. Okay, two people, but that's all right. I'm going to show you what I think about it. Okay, so let's start with my AI social and Selfie AI. So the first thing that we're going to do is I like to share that you can go over here to the left-hand side, the navigation, or you can click one of those buttons at the top, the first button. Now, if you go down to this more post types, you're going to see this thing that says Selfie AI. Now, all you have to do is take a selfie. Here's a selfie of me and my dog right before this call. And I didn't even give it any information because I just had to select the type of how I wanted it to work, like the objective, and then I'm going to hit create post because I just wanted to see what the technology could do. I wanted to see if it could tell what was happening in my image, right? So I just took this image after taking a little walk with my dog, and it knows a little bit about me because I trained my AI, right? So it knows that I'm an AI expert. I've actually connected. So here it says, spending a quiet moment with my dog reminds me that growth begins with small, consistent choices. I didn't even say anything about that, but that sounds a lot like me, right? It says, I'm passionate about helping people learn AI, encourage them. So look, and then I'm changing it over to an Instagram post. And you can see that it says that it's changed the content a little bit, and then I wanted to say it didn't add a hashtag. So I said add hashtags. I went through back over here, and this is the iteration, right? So I've gone back and I've said add hashtags, and then it's going to go through and it actually did add my hashtags. Let's see. Oop, sorry about that, everybody. I got a little bit too here. Let's see. It did actually add 3 hashtags for me. So that's pretty cool. Let's see if I can get it to play. Let's go back. All right. Well, it did actually add 3 specific hashtags for me, which is so cool because Instagram now actually only allows you to add 3 hashtags. So that's pretty rad. So that's all I wanted to show you with Selfie AI. Now, what was really cool about that? First, it recognized that I was with my dog, right? So it's actually, Lev AI is actually scanning the image to see what is this picture about, and then it's taking what it knows about me, training from my train my AI, and then it's creating the post based on that. So if you take a selfie right now and you're in your office, maybe you're outside, maybe you're in your car. I hope you're not driving, okay? Make sure you look at the road if you are. It's gonna take in what's in the image, and then it's gonna take in what it knows about you, and it's gonna create this selfie. That's pretty cool. I have to tell you, that's something that I was pretty impressed by. I was like, this is a really fun feature, and it's all right where I'm just gonna go in and do my posts every day. So it's really seamless. Now, I want to tell you about another feature which is called Mimo. Okay, now does anybody know what Mimo stands for? You can write me in the chat. And then now you already have not yet. Okay, not everybody knows what it means. Okay. Well, also you now you have your first order of business. You have to go and use the selfie AI. My own, someone said my own. Multiple input, multiple output. Those are cool. Okay. Yes, Carol just wrote me and she said, make it my own. Carol, I wonder if Carol went over to LevAI and could see that it said make it my own. So I'm going to show you this. So here I'm going to make a business post. I'm going to select my LevAI business. And then under more post types, I'm going to go over to Mimo, make it my own. Okay, so I've selected make it my own. Now, what this is I'm going to select my objective and then I'm going to keep my language and it's going to take an inspiration post. So, my favorite thought leader is Mel Robbins. So, Mel Robbins recently did a little podcast and she's talking about AI. So, I've gone ahead, I'm going to use that as inspiration because I like the way that she wrote her post and what her post was generally about. And I'm going over and I'm going to make my post. So, what it's actually doing and make it my own is like you can take inspiration from someone else's post as a screenshot, and then it's going to mimic that with your information. So, imagine how powerful this is. Like, we again, remember I told you we were going to say we're going to get unstuck. If you're stuck and you're not really sure what to do, then you could just say, hey, I really like somebody else's post. And it's not going to like, it's going to just take inspiration. You're not going to be copying somebody else's post, right? It's just taking inspiration. And here it's done a really good job. It says at Lev AI, it helps small businesses adopt accessible AI tools that simply marketing and operations reduced. So you can see, and I didn't like the image, so I decided I was going to go change the image. We all should know how to change an image, and I've gone over and I'm going to find a different image, right? So I've done this until I find the right image. And there's two different types of image searches. You can do the AI image search or you can do the regular image search. So I decided I wanted to go to the regular image search and I wanted to find a happy robot. So this is what I've done so that I can go and change the image. But you can see how, yeah, you don't want anything to be, someone wrote in the chat, you don't want anything to be plagiarized. So this is what you can do if you want to be inspired by something. Now I have my happy robot. If you want to be inspired by something, this is a great way to be inspired by it and to have Lev AI help us whenever we're stuck. Hey, I really like Layla Hormozi's post and how she talks about her business. How can I take this post that she did and make it more like my post? Right? It's an incredible, really cool tool. I was like, this is very helpful. So I want you to make sure that you're exploring those additional places where it says more post types, right? So personal post and business post. You can do selfie AI and make it my own within my AI social, right? And we have not done tutorials. I haven't seen any tutorials about these features yet. So these are really fun features to start to think about more advanced ways you could use AI and use Lev AI. Okay, let's go on to write a message. Okay, so write a message has so much going on within write a message. There's a lot of different things that you can do within that tool. But one of the things that I really like and my favorite things about it that I used today was to reply to people who comment on my post. Now we know that it's so important to engage with those who share with us on social media, right? Engagement is a big piece of being successful on social media, but not just successful with social media, relationship building. If someone is going to take the time and write a genuine comment on your social media and you do not respond, that is such a missed opportunity. And not just like heart or like or thumbs up, right? But it takes time. And not all of us have executive assistants or social media community managers to respond to all of our Instagram and all of our LinkedIn and Facebook and all these different places. So what I really like in Write a Message is the feature to be able to respond to people who've commented on my post. So I'm going to go down to where it says write a message, and then I'm going to go back over to, this is the reply to someone else's social media post, right? Reply to social post. But if I want to upload something that is on my post, I'm going to go to this section, start a conversation, right? Because there's even that objective section where I can select if I how I want to have this conversation. So the first thing that I've done is I've gone and I found some comments on my Instagram. This was really cool. An amazing speaker, Brian Byro, commented on one of my LinkedIn posts about when I was raising funds for Big Brothers Big Sisters of Miami. So I've uploaded the screenshot of his comment, and then in here I'm giving this instruction here, and any additional instructions I'm saying, this is the post that I shared and help me respond to Brian's comment. So I had to give specific instruction here, right? And right away it went and it says, I'm so touched by your words, Brian. Supporting and mentoring these amazing young people really brings me joy. And that's so cool because Brian actually writes joy to you. So it even like took the language that he wrote and put it in my comment. But let's say, okay, I didn't like that one. I like this one a little better, right? So thank you so much for your kind words, Brian. Your encouragement means a lot. I went and I actually posted that as my response because I was like, this is great. Why am I going to rework? So now I've uploaded my next comment, and this was from someone who kind of wrote like a general comment, but it was really nice. And it says, thank you so much, Adrian. Supporting kids' dreams is truly rewarding. So I went and I posted that, and I didn't even use the whole thing. I didn't like the question at the end, so I just copied part of it. Now I've uploaded one more thing. Okay, this is a comment from a person who is on the board of the organization that I was raising funds for. So I just added more context. It says this person commenting is a board member of the organization. Now look at what it came up with. It says, I really appreciate your support, Raymundo, but I know his name is Ray, so I'm going to edit it. It says it's a team effort with incredible board champions like you that makes it all the difference for Miami youth. Okay. So I went ahead and I did that. Now, if I had Brian's in Ray's contact, I could have just added his contact there, right? But I'm going to teach you how to do that, okay? Because some of you might not even realize that this little character over here, if you can see this little character, this is so that you can add a contact. Now, I'm going to show you that next, but let's just take a moment here and say, this is really cool. And you saw how quickly I was able to do that. The only thing that I cut out was the time when I went back over to my LinkedIn and actually posted exactly what it said to respond to. I made very few edits. But remember, there are a few things. I changed Ray's name. I didn't like maybe the end of one question, so I didn't use it. That's okay. But overall, I'd say it was pretty spot on because I took the time to make sure that training my AI was full of really good, it was completely filled out, that the way that I want my personal brand to show up and my business brand to show up. This was for my personals, right? I did this as a personal post, okay? Now, I want to show you this other cool feature that I was exploring with the adding a contact. But before we do that, we need to add a lead. Now, I'm sure everyone's seen this add a lead feature, right? This is pretty freaking cool. I love this feature. I like, it's kind of cool. It's kind of creepy sometimes, a little bit, but because of how accurate it is. I did this for I did this for Blake. I've done this on myself. I've done this for all sorts of people, and the personality profile is spot on. I was showing a designer friend of mine who was helping me with something, how this tool works, and it was so funny because it actually really knew information about her. Like, she's a fix it type of person, but she's very like short and wants everything really organized. And it was talking in that personality profile. If I went down and I actually showed her all the different things, I was like, this is exactly you. It was wild how much information it was able to extract. So let's look a little bit about this. I'm going to show you how to do this. So the first thing is we're going to go over to my network. which is here. And then we're going to go to add new lead. You can also do it from the homepage. Now here, I've actually taken that screenshot of Brian's page, Brian Biro, because I wanted to see what it could show me on how to write a message to Brian. So the first thing I also wanted to tell you is if you're ever not seeing the full contact information, go ahead and hit that step one enhance personality profile again. It did actually add more details to Brian, but of course I'm hiding that for his privacy. But this is so cool here. It's actually showing me all the information about how to email him. This stuff is so powerful, right? If you're doing cold outreach to someone, this is, you know exactly how to reach out to them. And I know this person, and this is really, really powerful. I want to make sure that you remember that you can go through and expand all of these sections. If you are going to get on a phone call with someone, if you're going to write an email to someone, this is really valuable. I was like, I should be doing this for all of my clients, right? Thinking before I send them an email, go through this personality profile and make sure that I'm presenting the email in the way that makes sense to them. Now, I wanted to go back to show you how this works. If you go to start a conversation or any of the write a message features, you're going to go ahead and you're going to see this ability to add this contact, right? So now I'm going to go and I'm going to find my contact that I just added, and then I'm going to hit save. And then you'll see over here, you're going to see that it says that use contact personality data. So now it's going to give me a response with that person's personality in mind. Okay, so I'm showing this on start a conversation where I would, because that's what I was showing you before, but where I would use this, I would use this for cold outreach, right? If you're not really sure how to approach someone, you can add their contact. Like this is some of the cool stuff that's like kind of hidden in levi. Like you're starting out, maybe you're just starting to use my AI social, totally fine. But look at what you can do if you actually spend the time to go and add new leads every day, to go and you're adding prospects, right? There's so much going on in this tool. This is crazy. And so it's gone ahead and it's created a response for that I could send that's even more with Brian's personality in mind. Now, we would see an even bigger difference if I would have done this for cold outreach, but I wanted to show you within write a message because every person that you're responding to, you could, it's also such a good, this is such a good reminder that when we're on social media and we're like, and or we're saying, oh, I feel like I don't have any leads. Like, I don't know anybody who's interested in my business. I feel like I've reached out to everyone. Or, you know, I've already gotten my prospects for the day, right? Because I'm already going and getting my prospects. You can go and just see who responded to your social media profile post, see who responded, and then go ahead, take a screenshot of that person before you respond and add them as a lead. Add that screenshot because then you have them in your Rolodex. They're in your network. Everyone who's on your social media should also be a contact in my network because you probably have uploaded a lot of your contacts from your email. Or maybe you sent over some contacts from your phone, but are you going through and making sure that every person who contacts on your social post is added a lead? Maybe you're not. And then once you start to get in this habit of doing this, you're building out your Rolodex, you're building out your network. And you're going to have all this information in the Lev AI tool so that you can get even better responses when you're commenting back to a specific person because you've gone ahead and you've added this person here. So these things, there's a lot in there, right? So I know that everyone's saying this is really, really cool, right? Okay, so I know that we said this was not going to be recorded, but what we will do is make sure that we get with the Lev AI team and that these features are included in a future recording, okay? That these little tips, because now you all know them. But because, you know, we wanted to make sure that this is a special training just for those people who showed up. And since you're here, you're getting this stuff first. And guess what? All of you can go and now train other people on this information. This is all in your tools. The only thing is that I've gone and I've explored them, right? I had to learn this all on my own. You think no one taught me how to do this, right? I had to go and figure it out. So this is my call to remember that you get to go in and you get to use the tools every day, okay? All right, I got more for you. And we got through a lot of it since you've been such a great engaged team here. I have one more for you, which is the landing page. And I actually saw the first comment or question in the chat that anyone shared was asking about the landing pages. So I just saw this really cool chat that says it's kind of like a Jedi training from a master Jedi. I love that. I'm a Star Wars fan, so that's really cool. So, okay, perfect. All right, let's talk about this landing page because we got a little bit more time together. I know you're already hopefully mind blown, and maybe I hope every person learned at least one thing on here, okay? I know that some people are saying that it's overwhelming. Take it step by step, okay? I got one more for you. All right. Let's do a landing page because this is so cool. I mean, being able to do this in one click. So we're going over to my marketing, we're going to my web, and then we're going to hit add new, right? So the business I'm going to select is my levi business. The website is going to be levi leads because this is a landing page, not a regular website. I'm going to select my tone as friendly, professional. And then for my URL, I'm going to make this URL like new to levi. So just so that I could remember, right? And so I'm going to change it to a landing page. I could have also done it as a sales funnel. It's just really how it trains the AI to set up the page. So I go ahead and try all three. I want you to go try them all out. But I wanted to show you a few things. I wanted to show you a little bit about lists today and what I think are really cool about lists. But if you have not seen this yet, and you have not made a website yet, this is just wild how you saw how little information I provided. Of course, I had my business profiles, but there's so much stuff already here. Now, if you want to go see how to toggle back from mobile, is you have to go up there. Now, I want to show you over here. I've gone back to the home button, and then I've scrolled down to website settings. Now in the website settings, you know how sometimes you just see this image and when you share a link? Well, I wanted to go ahead and change that image. So I went over here to my website settings and I changed my social image so that when I send it in a text message, it's going to show up the way I want. So that's just a little tip. Now, in this section, we can add a field. So I wanted to add a phone number because I don't want to have a lead page, a landing page that doesn't have collecting someone's phone number. So I just hit add label and add new field. I made it required. And if you want to go in and edit it, you just use the little edit feature. And then I'm going to hit okay if I'm done. But the one thing I also wanted to show you is under this button, you can even select it to make a phone call. So you can actually have it, that action, you can say like, call me right now. And it can actually call that phone number that you added there. That's somebody's made up phone number. So I don't know, no one's going to get this phone call, but I just wanted to show you there's so much in here. You just have to go and explore, right? So I'm going to change it back to no action because you can also change it to email. You can download a PDF. There's so much cool stuff you can do here. I'm going to do no action because I want to show you what it looks like when a new lead goes and signs up, right? So here I'm going to go and I'm going to sign up. And then I'm going to add the phone number. Again, this made up phone number. Nobody try to call me, okay? And I've hit it and I've hit learn more and it's gone and it said the page person was notified. And look, I go back to my Lev and it's showing me. It's showing me in my momentum. And then all I have to do is hit message and we've gotten right here, it's already added me as a contact. You see this section is already highlighted right here, right? And I may even go into my contacts and enhance that person's personality. And then I can go and write them a message. I could start an email. I could start a social media post. So much you can do. So you can see the power of all of these tools, right? And I know that there's some stuff that's fast, but I promise you, Most of these things are already, with the exception of Mimo, Make It My Own, and Selfie, most of the things that I shared today are already in those tutorials that you have. So it's not just, these are all things that you can find out exploring. I want to encourage you to play. This should be fun a little bit. I know it's hard to figure things out sometimes, but you really have to give yourself the time, which is why I want to remember and remind you that AI is not a magic bullet. There is no magic solution to anything, okay? And I am the biggest fan of AI, and I'm going to tell you that. You must use the tools and be consistent. Okay? You have to use these tools. You cannot just say, oh, AI is going to automate everything. Everything's so easy. You can see I had to go in and learn too. And that's what I do. That's actually how I became an AI expert. I was in marketing, and I can tell you the one thing about me is that I will always go and try to figure it out. If I don't know, I'll go watch a YouTube tutorial. Guess what? You have great YouTube tutorials. If I don't know how to do something, I will figure it out. And that's how I became an AI expert, is because I actually went and I just started testing all of the tools. So you have access to this very powerful tool. And if you just do a few things consistently, you will see that you can really make a big difference here, right? If you just go and you, like, if you started to already do the 30-day social challenge, now you want to start playing with selfie AI and make it my own, you're going to see things are going to get even better. Then once people start engaging, I want you to go and I want you to write a message to comment back on all of those posts, right? On all of those comments, right? Then, hey, that person's been commenting on my stuff a lot, but they haven't even, maybe they haven't become part of my business, or maybe they have a really cool business that I think I could help them with for this or something else, right? Because people use Lev AI for all sorts of businesses. Make sure you're adding them to your network. And you need to build landing pages. You need to have a website. You need to have a place where you're collecting people. At least use the digital business card. There was a new tutorial that dropped last week on YouTube that was all about digital business cards and why you should use a digital business card. I've been using digital business cards for a long time. This comes in Lev AI for free, already set up. You just have to go and fill out your information. Okay? So wonderful. I wanted to share this last thought with you, which is, I don't fear the future. Please go out and create it. Thank you all so much for your time. This is my information. I would love to hear from you all. Make sure that you keep using Lev AI. I really think that there's some really cool tools in there, and always keep exploring, keep that curiosity open. And here I will leave this up on screen for any of those who don't know the URL yet. Getlev.ai, and here is a QR code to get you to that website.
Awesome, Kathleen. Great job. Everybody, how many of you loved hearing from Kathleen today? Give her some love. I thought she did an amazing, amazing job. So, Kathleen, a couple things I took away from the meeting today, from listening to you, is first, yeah, look, this can be a little bit, when you first get in, it can be like, man, there's so much here, and how do I get started? But, I was thinking, I'm a simple man, and you started talking about tools, and I'm like, well, if I've got a wheelbarrow sitting in there over in my garage and I never fill it up with anything and never use it, that tool is not going to be doing me any good at all. Now, admittedly, this might be a little bit more difficult to figure out how to use than a wheelbarrow, but you figured it out, right? And I'm just interested because you talked about it a little bit. I'm interested in the process. Listen, you're just like all of us that are here, right? At some point, you got interested in AI and you started using AI. Like, what would you say? For a person who comes into Lev AI, like what's the learning curve to do the tool? Like, yeah, I know some people are sitting there right now and they're thinking, oh my God, it's gonna take me like years to have to learn how to use this stuff. Like, tell me what you think.
I think that, like anything, It takes a little bit of time, right? To ride a bike, to learn how to ice skate. Anything takes a little bit of time. But it's if you can watch a tutorial, you can figure this out. Like I really believe that because even if you're like, oh, I don't know exactly where that was or how to do this, and by the way, all the AI tools are that like that. Like I'm constantly watching new trainings and new tutorials, and but the thing is, there's a difference between just watching a tutorial or attending a call, looking at a PowerPoint and saying, I'm going to go out and for everybody on this call, partners, I'm going to go out and sell this. Like you have to use it. That's the only way to learn. I am a kinetic learner. There's lots of different types of learners there out there. That's why Blake was, created that features deck for you all, is because some people like the static features deck. Some people like tutorials, video tutorials. That's me. But guess what? When I learn and I have to do, that's what a kinetic learner means. Some people are just audio. Some people can just hear something, some people can just see it once, some people can say it, some people can need to write it down, write notes. I have to do. So I put my YouTube tutorial up on one side of my screen and then I have my tool open on the other, no matter what it is. It could be me trying to figure out meta business for something. I'm going to have, like, I have to have those two things side by side. So I would have my Lev AI YouTube tutorial and my Lev AI marketing app open. And I would say, I would watch a couple minutes, I would watch 30 seconds, I would watch 10 seconds. It doesn't matter how many times I have to stop and hit replay and stop and hit replay. I'll do it until I figure it out. But you can't just watch something. You can't just show up to this call and say, okay, I get it now. Maybe you can. If you can, like good for you. But I am not one of those people. I feel like it takes me a long time to figure things out. So I would say Lev AI is very, very doable. And it's actually created for people who don't want the complexity of other tools. And I have to tell you, like working with, I mean, I've tried almost every CRM out there, working at big, big companies, leading huge marketing teams all over the world. And those tools are not made for small businesses. They are so complicated. So I think that this is really the cool part about what I like about Lev AI is that it is accessible for people who are, you don't have to be a techie. You really can just take the YouTube tutorial or the features deck or have someone walk you through it, whatever it is. But that's what those YouTube tutorials are for. So does that answer your question?
Totally. Yeah, it just takes it. Listen, it doesn't take months or years. It just takes, every feature could be a day. You got to get in and use it though. That's what I heard you say. And I think that's exactly right. So, Kathleen, as you know, I've been telling people to join our YouTube page, go like and subscribe. Time and time
Mhm.
again. I think after today, we should have a massive uptake on our YouTube tutorials page because everybody, Kathleen is the person that actually does those tutorials. So, if you haven't yet gone, liked, and subscribed our YouTube tutorials page, please know that's Kathleen that is putting together those tutorials. She does an amazing job. I know lots of people were asking if this was going to be sent out in a recording. This one's not going to be. We wanted to reward the people that were on this morning with us. However, now you know. I think we've got like 8 or 9, maybe 10 tutorials posted there, Kathleen, of you going through the app and sharing some of this same information, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Most of the features, like I said, you're the first ones to see selfie AI and make it my own. Those were the only two things that I don't think have really been shared. Maybe some advanced sections of write a message as well. So I'll make sure that those get added to YouTube as well. But you once you get the first view, there's a lot you can do, and I think if you're overwhelmed by that, just like 30 minutes. You really doesn't take that long. Somebody like me, I really like to have an hour set dedicated and I'm going to sit there and I'm going to figure it out. But not everybody has that. I think you could even get results from spending 30 minutes a day using learning this. That's not like learning and actually using, because the tutorials that I make, the longest one was 15 minutes, and that was a really long one for contacts. But most of them, I try to keep them under 15 minutes. So you could do 15 minutes of tutorials, watch the tutorial all the way through, pull up your Levi marketing app, go and try to figure it out yourself or go side by side watching and doing, and you should have been able to make a post, start your website, start these things, and then come back and do it again tomorrow, the next day. I think we all as entrepreneurs, like, what you prioritize is what's going to be powerful, right? We know that you have to dedicate the time. So put it on your calendar, make it an appointment, right? So I
Totally,
see some people
100%.
saying, what is the link to the YouTube page?
Go to
The
YouTube
YouTube
and
page
search
is at, yeah,
at Get Levi HQ. That's our handle. Type in Levi to the search bar. You'll find it there. And then you'll see all these amazing tutorials that we put together. Okay, Kathleen, we're running out of time. One last question, and this is for the group. Everyone, I want you to know I've been twisting Kathleen's arm for quite some time to come on and do a presentation for all of you. How many of you loved it, and how many of you would love to see Kathleen here more often doing these tutorials and presentations? I mean, I think this is massively going to help our group, Kathleen, and we just wanted to all thank you so much for being with us this morning and sharing what you've learned and showing everybody how to use the tools and adding to our knowledge base. And everybody loved it, as you can see.
yeah. Thank you so much. Many more, please. Okay, well, if you want to make sure that you have all those YouTube tools, some more coming soon. Thank you all for your time, your attention, for staying, for giving this time to yourself. This is an investment in time in yourself, in your business, in your future. And so some of the things that we've talked about today really can make a huge difference if you put in the work.
All right, awesome. Everybody, it's Thanksgiving week. We want to wish everybody a happy, happy Thanksgiving. Can't wait to see what you all create on LevAI after seeing some of what Kathleen has shown to us today. And we'll see you all very, very soon. Kathleen, thank you so much for joining us this morning. You did an awesome job. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye bye.